Hello everyone and welcome back to Sendix Weather Channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 5-day precipitation forecast with the UKV first off. We're then going to have a look at the AO and NAO and I'll explain what they mean later. And then at the end of the video we'll have a look at the ECM prediction charts, the probability charts for the potential weather patterns as we head into December. Now I'm recording this on the 30th of November as you can see. The date of the UKV or the UK Met Office has come from 3 a.m. at Saturday the 30th. I'm going to run through these as it is going to drop colder over the next few days once again before rising to around average and be dipping again, or potentially dipping again. There's a lot of scatter, a lot of things to sort out, but we'll have a look at the potential patterns for now, with the potential for some snow in the north before drying out, and what is expected in the future. So we'll start with the UKV then. So at the moment, if we skip to when I'm uploading this, which should be about 5 o'clock, there's a little bit of scattered showers in the north, through many northwestern parts of Scotland into northern England, very sporadic, maybe just drizzle, and there's a heavy frontal band of showers developing in the northwest. Currently this is showing over the Republic of Ireland, could be a bit more widespread. They look quite heavy and persistent here. And then through the rest of today, through the rest of Saturday, they are going to become more widespread, especially through Scotland. And then they move into northwest Wales, southwest England, and quite some heavy spells of rain pushing through on Sunday morning overnight into Sunday morning. And it could be some quite high precipitation totals through parts of central and southwestern Britain. That front does break apart, does fizzle out as it moves eastwards across the country. However, showers do persist into northwestern Scotland through the day, and central areas and central and northern areas continue to see these heavy showers packing in from the west. Then to Sunday night, showers begin to turn wintry as the cold air begins to what's the word? Enter from the north. That's the only word I can think of. Encroach from the north, and showers turn wintry over the highest Scottish mountains here, and the wintry mix to lower levels probably. Showers continue in western Wales and northern England, parts of central southern Britain into the Midlands. Could see some heavy spells of rain through Monday. Before that clears away to the southeast, and we're into a colder and drier northerly flow. So Tuesday doesn't look too bad until Tuesday night, where showers turn wintry. This rain band turns to sleet and snow in the north. Elsewhere probably would be rain with this. Maybe northern England over the Pennines and the highest hills above like 300 metres, for example, would see some heavy snow with this possibly. Wouldn't be last long, quite transient. And then back into a westerly flow. More snow events across Scotland, but obviously only over the highest elevations through Wednesday. And as you can see, by the end of the run, milder air to the south, colder air is retreating to the north. As you can see, the -5 line does get in for all. Feeling quite cold around Tuesday and Wednesday, before that does get shifted away. And we're back into the westerlies or southwesterly flow, briefly. Anyway, if we show you the AO, which is the Atlantic Oscillation. So I'll explain this very briefly, or as simple as I can. The AO is the Atlantic Oscillation, as I mentioned. You have the AO and the NAO. When they are both negative, it increases the risk of blocking patterns, as it basically means that the low pressure systems are shifted further eastwards, and it allows potentially for high pressure to move out to the west instead of from the south. It allows it to move northwestwards, possibly up towards Greenland, and can sometimes help to bring in colder conditions. As you can see at the moment, the AO is slightly negative. We have had some blocking recently. So it's going to increase to around neutral, and then it's going to drop once again. So there's that window of a colder air coming back in with a quite quick Atlantic ridge, possibly. But I don't want to go into detail too much because there's too much uncertainty in the forecast. If I'm in the longer range, things settle down, but there's a lot of scatter, lots of above average AO and lots of below average NAO. As you can see throughout the year, it's been dominated by a lot of NAO, positive NAO. I should say positive anomaly NAO, not above average. It's positive anomaly AAO and negative anomaly. So through October, middle of September into October, it was relatively below NAO, or negative NAO, I should say. Negative AO. Oh, these words are confusing me. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of scouts, so a lot of things to sort out. But there's definitely a window of opportunity developing next week. Will have to be monitored. The NAO, on the other hand, though, is staying positive, and there's a much stronger signal for a positive or weekly positive NAO. That doesn't completely rule out the possibility of a colder interlude, but it might just mean it's quite limited in its extents, and it might not last very long. If there is like a ridge, it might just be a temporary ridge which collapses, and we're back into the westerly flow once again. So we'll have a look at this ECM extended range probability forecast, and as you can see here, what this shows is the blues are the positive anomalies, so westerly flow, so high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north. The default pattern block could be Atlantic ridging towards Greenland, allowing colder air masses typically to move down from the north. The negative NAO is winds from the east, winds from the north, winds from the northeast. Atlantic region is mid-Atlantic ridge, like I was mentioning before. And then there's no regime, which is the greys. So as you can see at the moment, not much of a regime. Before you would see that the positive NAO signal strengthens, so winds from the west or the southwest. However, into that second week, once again, there is the possibility of a block appearing to the north or northwest or somewhere to the north. Could be over the top of the country, which could allow colder air masses to move in for a time. Obviously, the death's in the detail. It needs to be sorted out first before any certain forecast. Before looks like into the third week, a more westerly regime is more favoured. And then after that, not much of a regime at all. Obviously, it's extended range. Something to monitor though, and something to keep an eye on. Finally, the zonal mean winds. As you can see here, it's around to slightly above average mean winds, and it's quite highly above average. This is the average here, this thick red line. And then, as you can see, it is slowly retreating and then dropping below the zonal mean wind average, which may mean it's a weaker PV than normal. You can see a lot of the runs at the end are actually going for a reverse of zonal winds, which might allow for cold conditions. Remember, if there is a response from the stratosphere, it takes 2 weeks. So you won't see the full effect on this date, for example, like the 12th or the 13th, if any of these reversals happened. You wouldn't see any colder weather, for example, or blocking for another 2 weeks. But it's something to keep an eye on. But at the moment, it looks stronger than average, so not favourable for cold conditions at the moment. But anyway, something to monitor and something to keep an eye on. Thank you all very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, then please do like and subscribe. If you found this video informative, helps out my channel a lot. We're about 8 subscribers away from 500, so I greatly appreciate it if you could all subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.